All right, let's dive into the epic story of Kamana Oki Aloha, The Balance of Shadows. This is a story all about how one single, forbidden choice can literally redefine the entire cosmos.
So where does this story like this even begin? It all starts with a single act of defiance. A'a, a god from the Hawaiian pantheon, falls deeply in love with a mortal man, Ailani. And we're not talking about some casual affair. This is a real, profound connection. A'a basically stands up to the other gods and says he's willing to break thousands of years of tradition for this love.
And believe me, this is a huge deal. This forbidden love is so shocking that it forces the divine council to get together for the first time in 300 years. And the gods, they're completely split. Is this an abomination that threatens all of existence, or is it maybe a necessary evolution?
A'a makes his case against the old guard who think balance means keeping everything exactly the same, frozen in time. He argues that true balance isn't about being static. It's about constantly adjusting to life, a messy, beautiful, dynamic process. And it's a lesson he says he learned directly from his mortal lover, Ailani. But there's a catch, right? There's always a catch. This incredible bond between a god and a mortal starts to have a dangerous, unforeseen side effect. The very fabric of reality begins to weaken, thinning the walls that separate the mortal world from other, much darker realms. And you can probably guess that in those dark places, ancient things are starting to wake up.
Well, the consequences don't wait long to show up. The first of these creatures from the dark, a Po creature, rips a hole into the world. When the gods try to fight it, they discover something shocking. Their own power is basically useless, and this failure sets the stage for a completely new kind of hero. The fight itself reveals a terrifying problem. This Po creature, it literally feeds on divine magic. So the more the gods attack it, the stronger it gets. It's a total nightmare. But in a moment of pure desperation, they realize Ailani, who is caught right in the middle, part mortal, part divine, is the only one who can actually hurt it. His human body is a weapon that their magic just can't replicate.
So the divine council looks at this and realizes, okay, this guy is something new. They give Ailani a title, a whole new purpose. He officially becomes the very first bridge walker, the guardian of these fragile barriers between worlds.
And here's the crucial part. Ailani accepts this terrifying new job. Not because he's some fearless hero. He is absolutely terrified. But his love for A'a and for his world gives him the strength to choose to act anyway. So they win the battle, right? But that victory just shows them they're about to lose the war. One hero, no matter how special, isn't going to be enough. The threat is growing, and these tears in reality are popping up way faster than just one person can handle.
For months, it's just Ailani, all alone. He goes through this brutal training with the gods, learning to control his new hybrid nature. And he fights completely by himself, just trying to hold the line against this rising tide of darkness.
But then, everything changes. His old friend Alamea, whose life he'd saved years ago, comes back. She sees the threat up close, and she makes this incredible choice. She volunteers. She wants to go through the same dangerous transformation to become the second Bridgewalker.
And get this, she survives. She proves that Ailani wasn't just a one-off miracle. This totally inspires the gods to start recruiting other mortals who have the will to fight. And pretty soon, a small but really diverse team of guardians is formed, each with their own unique skills from their past lives.
And just like that, the world's main line of defense is no longer the 12 powerful, isolated gods. No, it's this small, determined group of 10 transformed mortals, standing shoulder to shoulder against the void.
But they quickly figure out they've only been fighting the symptoms. It's kind of like they've been mopping up a flood without realizing the dam is about to burst. All these attacks, all these tears in reality, they all have a single source. And that source, an ancient being that was sealed away eons ago, is about to wake up.
The source is revealed to be Ka Pō Nui, the Great Darkness. And this isn't just another monster. This is a being of pure, raw chaos that the original gods locked away at the dawn of time. A'a's love didn't just open a door. It started to break the lock on a cosmic prison.
When it finally breaks free, it's an enemy beyond anything they can comprehend. It's huge, it's ancient, and just like its little minions, it feeds on divine power. That means the gods themselves are totally useless against it. All of creation is literally on the brink of being wiped out.
So what do you do? I mean, this is an impossible situation.
Every attack the gods try just makes the great darkness stronger. How in the world do you fight something that uses your own strength as its fuel? This forces the Guardians to think way outside the box of just fighting.
And this is where Ailani comes up with a plan that is, well, it's completely insane. He says, what if we don't fight it? What if, instead of trying to lock it away again, we try to connect with it, to understand it, and maybe, just maybe, to transform it?
It's a desperate all-or-nothing move. The 10 Bridgewalkers merge their minds, their hopes, their courage into a single being of light and dive headfirst into the pure chaos of the void. They're risking total annihilation on the slim chance that even primordial darkness can learn to change.
And inside its mind, they don't attack it with weapons. They offer it the same trials they all went through. They show the great darkness that all its rage comes from being alone and afraid for billions of years. They help it touch creation and feel joy for the very first time. And then they give it the same choice they all had. You can be defined by your past, or you can choose to become something new.
And, incredibly, it works. The great darkness chooses to transform. It becomes Ka Pō Nui, the peaceful dark. It's no longer a destroyer, but a new, benevolent guardian of the cosmic balance itself.
So, as you can see here, the entire cosmic order has been completely redefined. Balance is no longer static and rigid. It's dynamic and protected. Darkness isn't just a threat to be locked away. It's a part of the cycle that can be transformed. And the greatest power in the universe isn't divine authority. It's the mortal capacity for love, choice, and empathy.
And that brings us right back to where we started. The biggest takeaway from this whole epic story is that this entire cosmic revolution, the new guardians, the transformation of darkness itself, none of it was powered by divine might. It was all powered by one God's choice to embrace messy, complicated, mortal love.
And so the story leaves us with this really powerful question to think about. It's a final thought on how connection and choice and empathy have the power to redefine not just who we are, but the very nature of our world and what we even think is possible.